Well, I became the national president really because of the appointment by Cesario Pelez. He appointed me to the office of first vice president. There was a vacancy there. Someone was resigning. And then the next year I was president-elect, and the following year I became the national president. There are probably 300 or so assemblies throughout the United States, Canada, Japan, England, and Nigeria, and lots of other foreign countries. I spent, because it was a short term, a year, I traveled to as many of the U.S. assemblies as I could visit, and I also made a tour of Canada. I started out in Victoria, BC, and Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Montreal, and spent 2 or 3 days with the assemblies in each of those cities. And at that time it also gave me a chance to see some of the S.Y.M groups that had started up around the country. And that sort of fueled my interest and the desire to try to further that program. So I made many appearances on television as I toured around the country. I was interviewed by many hosts, television hosts, and some radio. In 1995, I believe, I was at that time on the awards committee of the Milburn Christopher Foundation, and it became my privilege to be at the convention and to present Siegfried and Roy with the Magicians of the Year award. And we did that on the stage at the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas. Tony Clark is today maybe 35. He was about 22 when I met him. He was driving a truck here in Stamford, but was a very fine magician. He just needed a lot of coaching and refining. And he appealed to me to help him. I had seen him perform in a local show, and he had great basic talent. Well, we got him ready for the National Convention in St. Louis. That was 1988. I was going out of office. We got him ready for that, and he won first place in the International Stage Magic Contest. He was then offered bookings in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Hollywood, California, and off he went, and later relocated to California, and has gone on to enjoy great success in the magic world. He did 4 years at the Horizon Hotel in one of their showrooms. In 1988-89, I met a young man named Ryan Oakes who was about 12 years old, crazy about magic. I worked with him and groomed him. That year I was able to convince the executives of the convention committee to bring the national convention to Stamford. They had never done a convention in Stamford, and they did. And I encouraged Ryan's parents to sign him up in the junior stage magic contest. They did. They were notified a little bit later excuse me, that there were not enough contestants for the junior contest. He would have to, if he was going to compete, do so in the senior contest. His parents said he wouldn't have a chance. And my attitude was, what has he got to lose? What a wonderful experience for this young 12-year-old man. He won first place over all of the senior contestants. He is very popular as an entertainer, does a lot of magic, but more importantly, he went off to college and graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, and he's now in New York developing websites and performing magic. There's a great challenge to professional performing magicians to come up with new material that will keep audiences tuning in and listening to television and attending the shows in places like Las Vegas, S.A.M, Puerto Rico, Reno, etc. But I find it fascinating. I teach magic to children in schools now because I learned from my own experience what magic and being able to perform magic will do for your self-esteem, your confidence level, and your communication skills. And so I would say that what keeps me so involved and so interested in magic is the fact that I have the opportunity to share with these children my experiences and my knowledge, and at the same time, as a sort of an underlying goal, that it gives me the opportunity to help them with their self-esteem and their confidence level and their communication skills. All very, very important ingredients for success in life. So that's the motivating force behind my interest and efforts in magic.